Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the sit down. Today's episode is about the new year. Congratulations, you survived 2022 and welcome to 2023. Congratulations on making it this far. So, today's episode is talking about the new year, talking about those goals. Everyone's talking about goals, what you're going to do for the next year. And for me personally, this is actually a topic that I really love. And I want to talk a little bit about goal setting and I want to talk about what to do in this new year. Now, if you don't know, this is quarter one. A lot of business professionals, a lot of people allocate their businesses according to the quarter. So you might test a product for the first 92 days, which is one quarter. And ultimately, the way you want to set goals, and this isn't for everybody, but this is the way I do it. So maybe this might help in this new year is I always like to tell everybody, and when I was in the army, I used to tell my soldiers this too. You can't know what to do unless you know where you're going. And ultimately, that's always true. If you're on a ship and you're just sailing around, not knowing where to go, you're never going to get where you want to go, ever, because there's no destination. Now, if you book a ship, you have an experienced crew, you know what to do, the sailors are good, everyone knows what they're doing. Odds are you're probably going to get to your destination. But until you know where you want to go, you're never going to get to that place. So, this year, 2023, let's forget about 2022. Let's start over. This year, let's talk about new goals, new experiences, and how do we make that happen on our terms? Because ultimately, all you can do in this life is control your controllables. So, with that being said, 2023, where are you going? For me, I like to start all the way back 10 years. I like to look at everything in a 10-year capacity. And the reason I do this is because that's where I want to be. Those are my goals. And ultimately, every person's goals are different. Some people want to be, let's say, a teacher. Some people want to be doctors. Some people want to be lawyers. Some people, want to just lay on the beach and drink a pina colada. I mean, every person's goal is different. Every person's dream is different. And the epitome of happiness doesn't necessarily correlate to each person the same. My goals are not going to be the same as your goals. And that's fair. Wealth doesn't ultimately correlate to happiness. And happiness is an individual feeling of acceptance and ultimately of being one with who you are, whether you want to sit on a beach with a pina colada or you want to, be an attorney and sit in court and, be on trial and, do all that. And ultimately it's different, whether or not you want to run an empire or whether or not you want to, spend more time at home with your family. I mean, they're two totally separate paths, but ultimately it's what makes you happy. So, with that being said, 10-year goal. It could be anything, absolutely anything. The sky is the absolute limit. And do not feel like you need to lower your expectations. Honestly, worst thing you can do is lower your expectations. You need to raise them. Raise your expectations to a point where you think it's unreachable. At that point, you're there. When you get to a point where that goal absolutely scares you, where you're scared of your goal, that's where you know you're at the right point. Until then, your goal is not high enough. But ultimately, be true to yourself. Be true to what you think is real to you. My goals, again, are not going to be the same as your goals. So, you got your 10-year goal. The way I like to break them down is very simple. 2 professional. So, career-wise, what do you want to do? 2 career goals. 2 physical goals. Health. What are some things you want to do as far as your health? Do you want to eat better? Do you want to go to the gym? Do you want to do something for you? Ultimately, your body, you only get one. You only get one. It's ultimately, let's say you get one car your entire life. You want to take care of the vehicle that you're in. So, two career goals, two health goals, and the last one are two personal goals. That could be starting a family. That could be, opening up to new relationships, starting a club, joining a club, whatever you want to do, two personal goals that mean something to you. Maybe going to church on Sundays, opening up that spirituality, but ultimately something that means something to you. So, two career goals. Maybe you want a promotion. Maybe you want to start your own business. Two health goals and two personal goals. Now, that's always how I've always planned all of my goals. And there is going to be an attachment here that you can use, something that I've been using for probably the last 10 years. But you are going to be getting that as well. If you don't see it, reach out to me and I will send it to you. But then you got your 10-year goals down. Good. Got it. Check. Next time, you're going to go to 5. 5-year goals. Same thing, same formula. 2 career, 2 health, 2 personal. 6. Write them out. Set dates. Dates are the most important thing. You are holding yourself accountable with dates. That's why it's so important. You have to set a timeline. Put yourself in a deadline and say this needs to get done at X time. Now, your 10-year goals and your 5-year goals, these are going to be ultimately a little bit lighter. They're going to be a little bit lighter than your 10. But where do you see those 10 going into 5? Then, once you've done your 5, you go to your 1. Now, your 1 are the most important. What can you do today, right now, this year, to get you to where you want to be? And ultimately, I'm telling you, do this every year. Do this all the time. It works. Because ultimately what you're doing is you're keeping yourself accountable and you're manifesting intention. You're manifesting what you want to do, where you want to be, and how you're going to get there. And you're keeping yourself accountable. You're not letting the system, you're not letting the world, you're not letting people dictate your level of reality or your level of control in your own life. You're setting those goals. And when you set those goals, you set those levels of precedence, you're going to see it. And you're going to look back at all the times you wrote these down and post them on the wall. Put it right on the wall and say, this is what I'm holding myself to. This is who I want to be 10 years from now. And you should always want to be the person that you are in 10 years. You don't need to be a celebrity. You don't need to be, any of these, fake people that you see on social media or something like that. You want to be you. You want to be who you are 10 years from now. You want to be chasing yourself. Don't be chasing other people and trying to fill a void that doesn't necessarily exist. Find it for you. And once you find it for you, that's all that really matters. So that is how I do goals. I hope this helps you with 2023. If you ever want to talk about goals, you ever want to talk about reaching goals and pushing yourself to the next level, let me know. Ask me questions. And ultimately, if you have any questions, you need anything this year, I'm always available 100% of the time. I work probably trying to work on that, like work, rest balance, but I do work a lot. So if you ever need anything, please reach out to me. And as always, stay free.